This is lesson 8-7, factoring completely.
The steps for factoring completely is to always start by looking to see if the GCF exists. If one exists, you need to factor it out. In my example, starting with 24n squared plus 2n minus 12, there's a GCF of 2. So I factored it out to leave me with 12n squared plus n minus 6. The next step is to continue to factor using an appropriate procedure. In this case with my example, since we have a 12 in front of a trinomial, we want to do it by AC method. So I'll first be finding my factors of negative 72 that add up to positive 1, and that gives me positive 9 and negative 8. Now I've split it into 4 terms using the AC method. And now I'll factor, continuing my factoring by grouping method. And we have a GCF of 4n on the left side, a GCF of 3 on the right side. My parentheses of n minus 2 match each other. So I am left with 2 times the quantity, 4n plus 3, times the quantity n minus 2. Notice that the original GCF that was pulled out has just remained with it for the entire ride along. Here are some examples for you to try. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to try them on your own. Let's take a look at the left one first. That trinomial has a greatest common factor of 15. So I'll pull the 15 out, and I'm left with 2a squared plus 5a plus 3. Because it's a number greater than 1 in front of a trinomial, I need to use the AC method. So 2 times 3 is 6, and I'll split 5 up into positive 2 and positive 3. I then split it down the middle and have a GCF of 2a on the left and 3 on the right. This gives me a final answer of 15 times the quantity, 2a plus 3, times the quantity, a plus 1. On the right side, I have a GCF of 2 that I need to pull out. I'm left with a squared plus 7a plus 6. Now, I have a basic trinomial because the number in front of the squared term is 1. I put a's in both sets of parentheses, and factors of 6 that add up to 7 are 6 and 1. So I have 2 times the quantity, a plus 1, times the quantity, a plus 6. Here are some more examples for you to try. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to try them on your own. The left side has a GCF of 4. So I pull that out and I'm left with a squared minus 25. That lends itself to Dot's method factoring, because they are both perfect squares with a minus sign, and it's a binomial. I'm left with 4 times the quantity a plus 5 times the quantity a minus 5. On the right side, I can first factor out an x squared. That leaves me with 18x to the third minus 3x squared plus 30x minus 5. From there, because I have 4 terms, I need to do factoring by grouping. On the left side, we have a GCF of 3x squared. On the right side, I'm left with a GCF of 5. In both sets of parentheses, I have a binomial of 6x minus 1. To finish it up, I have x squared times the quantity 3x squared plus 5 times the quantity 6x minus 1. If you're having any issues with any portion of this lesson, please make sure you are emailing me or consulting me in class.